If f of x equals the quantity x squared plus 3x plus 7 altogether squared, then f prime of x equals what? Well, to work this through, what we have is basically some function. Well, I guess I should probably not call it f. Let's call it g of x, which is the inside function, x squared plus 3x plus 7. And that function is getting squared because f of x equals what I'm calling g of x squared, which is the same thing as x squared plus 3x plus 7 quantity squared. You don't have to write these steps out, but you need to be thinking about them because this tells you that you need to solve this using what's called the chain rule. And the chain rule says the derivative of a function that is a composite function. So I have one function raised to another function, or maybe I could take a logarithm of that function or the cosine of that function, but you have some inner function and some outer function. And the chain rule says to do the derivative of the outer function as you would normally. So this would be, 2 minus 1 because you subtract 1 from your exponent. So the outer function is the square, the inner function is the polynomial. So the inner function here, the rest of the chain rule says do your outer function's derivative, but then multiply by the inner function's derivative. So this would be 2 times the original function g of x, x squared plus 3x plus 7 to the first power, times the derivative of the inside part, which would be 2x plus 3. And that right there is the derivative of this function. So often what I do is when I recognize this pattern, I have some function that's an inner function and another function that's an outer function. I do the derivative of the outer function, leave the inside function alone, and then multiply by the derivative of the inside function. So I generally don't write these steps out, but they're effectively going on behind the scenes.